Deep forest stretches before a group of friends, like an endless series of dark thickets shrouded in a veil of mystery and danger. 5 adventurers, Michael, Emma, David, Sarah, and Tom, decided to go for a walk, hoping to discover forgotten corners and ancient secrets hidden in the depths of the forest. But they could not imagine what nightmare awaited them in this merciless forest. Their journey started quite ordinary. Under the scorching sun, their feet crushed the trail, pushing through dense thickets, while their eyes enjoyed the beauty of nature. But as they progressed deeper into the forest, the surrounding nature began to change. Trees became denser, shadows darker, and the atmosphere filled with mysteries and threats. After several hours of walking, they lost their orientation and found themselves lost in the thick of the forest. Attempts to find their way back only led them deeper into this labyrinth of trees and bushes. Forced to spend the night under the open sky, they felt how fear and anxiety began to seize them. The first night was just a harbinger of the nightmare that became their constant companion. Sounds of unknown creatures echoed from the depths of the forest, rustles, unidentified voices, whispers that seemed to come from the past. Shadows dancing in the light of extinguished fires performed a symphony of fear. With each passing day, fear and despair engulfed them more and more. Lack of food and water intensified the feeling of desperation, and endless stress and anxiety weakened their spirits. They tried to support each other, but each new nightmare left its mark on their souls. A week in the forest became a real trial. They no longer distinguished day from night, and every new whisper of the wind seemed like a harbinger of a new nightmare. But the greatest horror awaited them at the most unexpected moment, when something inexplicable burst out from behind the trees and took away several of their friends, disappearing into the depths of the forest. One of them remained alone, pursued by something unknown and ominous. He continued to walk, fighting with fear and hopelessness, which seemed to surround him from all sides. Every rustle, every shadow, every breeze seemed to lure him into the web of nightmares. But he did not give up, because he knew that he could not stop until he found answers, until he brought back his friends. Ahead of him lay darkness and uncertainty, but he was ready to accept the challenge and go to the end. Overcoming trials that seemed insurmountable, he finally found traces of his friends. They led him to an old and abandoned village, where they were held by unknown forces surpassing their understanding. He entered the darkness, meeting his friends, their faces pale and exhausted, but with eyes full of hope and gratitude. Together they managed to resist the evil that lurked in this forest and do what seemed impossible. They returned to their lives, overcoming the trial that left a deep mark on them. And although they were no longer the same people they were before, they became stronger, realizing that in the darkness of their fears they found the light and power of friendship that overcomes all trials. They returned to civilization, but they brought with them not only memories of the nightmare that turned their lives into a trial, but also the lessons they learned from this experience. Looking at ordinary things and everyday worries, they could never forget the dark forest and the fear it evoked in their hearts. Their souls were forever illuminated by what they experienced together. And although they had many questions without answers, They knew that this dangerous and unpredictable journey had changed them forever. They became more cautious, more aware, and more grateful for every moment of their lives. With each passing day after that terrible adventure, they strengthened their friendship and understanding of each other. They realized that the power of friendship and support can overcome even the darkest trials. And although from time to time they still saw the evening in the forest in nightmares, they knew that together they could overcome any difficulties. Their story became a legend told among the local residents who avoided these dark thickets. But only they themselves knew the truth about what happened in the depths of the forest, about how they fought their fears and the evil itself, and how they emerged from this trial stronger than ever. And although they returned to their normal lives, they knew that this journey would remain with them forever. It became part of their destiny, part of who they became. And although they will never be the same people they were before, they will always be grateful for what they went through together and for finding each other in the darkness.